established industry in Ohio, always looking for a new recipe for success. Coming up on Ohio Means Business, the innovative and collaborative efforts feeding Ohio's food industry. Ohio Means Business on ONN, presented by The Ohio State University and Ohio State University's Fisher College of Business.
Thanks for joining us for Ohio Means Business. I'm Mike Kallmeyer. The food industry has a healthy appetite here in the Buckeye State, and it keeps growing. On this episode, we take a look at some of the secrets behind its success. First, our view from the top takes us inside the test kitchen at Donato's Pizza, where consistency remains a key ingredient. Also ahead, we'll visit another kitchen that's helping Ohio food companies turn ideas into profitable products. And later, how the Ohio State University is preparing the future leaders in the food industry. Ohio is already well established in the food industry, ranking in the top 5 states in many areas. Ohio's food industry ships about $25 billion worth of products annually and employs more than 60,000 workers. The state is home to more than 1,100 food production plants, including some of the world's largest. Campbell's operates the world's largest soup processing plant in Napoleon. In Auglaize County, you'll find the world's largest yogurt plant operated by the Dannon Company. And General Mills operates the world's largest frozen pizza processing plant in southern Ohio. Several major food-related companies also call Ohio home, including Bob Evans, J.M. Smucker, Chiquita Brands International, Kroger, and Wendy's International. Ohio has a major advantage in the food industry: location. Ohio's borders are within 500 miles, or 60% of both the U.S. and Canadian populations. Another advantage, the state's agriculture industry. Ohio is a top producer of many ag products that easily feed into the state's food industry. For example, tomatoes. Ohio is the 3rd largest producer of them and is also home to the world's largest ketchup plant, operated by the Heinz Company. Another company that uses a lot of tomatoes, Donato's Pizza. Jim Grody founded the Columbus-based company in 1963, and today it remains family-owned and operated. Donato's and its franchise partners operate more than 175 stores in 6 states. Jim's daughter, Jane Grody Abel, is the company's president and chief operating officer. They recently gave us their view from the top. Well, here we are in the Pepperoni Vault. We are honored to be in the Donato's kitchen. This is where they test all the new types of pizzas. Jim and Jane are our hosts. Jim, thanks for hosting us. We appreciate it. Jane, thanks for having us.
Thanks for
You
being
were
here.
actually going to be making one of the pizzas. You've done this many times before, right?
I have done it all my life, so I've made many pizzas.
And that's part of the history of Donato's, and you witnessed it. She lived above a pizza kitchen, basically, when she was a child, and you started the first Donato's. Tell us about those days, Jim.
Well, you know, I was just down there yesterday, and they just kind of renewed the place, and it was just brought back a lot of goosebumps just from being there, because I was standing on the wall when the foundation almost caved in, and I mean, so this is about 43 years ago since that building's been built. So I was walking around the neighborhood and just imagining from the day we started, there was just like a line coming in for the pizzas. I mean, it was brand new. Pizza was really just taking off, and they were holding their little quarter off flyers. And so just remembering all that, it started then, and it's just been busy some 47 years later.
One of your top secret to success has been consistency, because you make a great pizza and then you always do it the same. And like I said, you've made a lot of these pizzas in your life, so we're gonna make one as we're talking to you here.
Good.
And of course, we start with the crust and the sauce, and then we have the cheese going on, right? You're making a large pepperoni, right?
I'm making our signature pizza, which is a large pepperoni on our thin crust, and there's a lot of things that are a little bit different about us and what we really pride ourselves on. And one is our thin crust dough, and it's golden crispy crust. It's not too thin, it's not too thick, and we put the perfect amount of sauce on it. And then we use a different kind of cheese. It's an aged provolone cheese, and it's smoked. And it's aged for 21 days, so it's a very high quality cheese.
Do these ingredients go all the way back to, you know, when Dad opened the first shop?
Absolutely.
What do you remember about that? Because your bedroom was literally above the pizza oven, wasn't it?
Yes, I can't tell you everything I remember because I don't think we want that filmed, but I will tell
It'll come out eventually, right? Yeah.
We grew up right behind the first shop, and I have so many great memories. Dad, when he built the restaurant, he did not build it with a dining room. So for whatever reason, I don't know why he didn't do that, but so a lot of times the customers would come and wait for their pizzas, and Dad would send them back to the house. And so every single night, our living room was basically a dining room for our guests.
People waiting for pizzas?
Lots of people waiting for pizzas.
Pizzas in their arms, right?
Yeah, and so Dad would call back and say, you know, so-and-so's pizza's ready. And sometimes they would stay and eat with us, and sometimes they would go home. But our guests really became family to us, and they were always in our house. And I thought kids grew up that way. I didn't know that that wasn't very normal. So for me, you know, I loved it. I loved being around our customers, and I got to know their kids. And even to this day, I got an email a couple weeks ago from someone that lives in New York. It says, I don't know if you remember me, but I used to hang out behind the Thurman Avenue store.
In your house.
In the house, eating pizza with you. So we had good memories.
Hopefully you were making some money enough to expand, right?
Well, that was the thing. I was always behind, so we didn't have anything to do with all the customers, so we sent them back at the house. And we used to mark on the box BAG. That meant back at Grody's, you know. So yeah, she did experience a lot of that, but it wasn't because we needed a dining room. It was just we were rushed, you know. And
I want to ask you about your expansion. Before that, though, your secret, consistency. Did you know that from the very start? Your philosophy was make every single pizza exactly the same, right?
Yeah, and that's just from being in the fire, because I worked, first when I started, I worked about 7 days a week for almost 2 years. And then whenever I took a day off, I would get a migraine headache, because when I got back, they said, Red, you weren't there and our pizza wasn't right. So for me, and you know, if I was going to survive this business, I had to find a way to have that pizza be made the same way, whether I was there or not. And so from the very beginning, we were looking for ovens. The beauty of it is that there's now equipment out there to make pizzas. Before there was just pie ovens, you know. So we were always looking for a way to be more consistent and do it. We had to do it fast too. But we couldn't change the pizza, and it was terrible, because we'd work all week to get people in, and then we'd get all these orders, and it would take 2 hours, and then we'd lose them again, you know.
Right.
So we found equipment that would make the same pizza, and the mantra for us is we only change the equipment we use if it is as good or better than it was from the day we started. We use the day we started as the model, and then from there on we make the same pizza, but how do we make it quicker and faster?
I really like how you absolutely cover your pizza with pepperoni,
We
too.
do.
I mean,
we have over 100 pieces of pepperoni.
You do that on every
ours.
pizza.
We do. We do.
Your mission statement, talk about the business a little bit, is actually a promise. I like the way you phrase that. It's a promise to your customers.
It's a promise to our customers. We wrote our mission statement down, and the reason Dad went into business was to promote goodwill. And Donato's means to give a good thing. So we wrote our mission statement down. It's to promote goodwill through our product, our service, our people, and our principles. And then as we wrote that down, we thought we need to be able to take this to, we still hire 14 and 15-year-olds, which we're really proud of that. And we need to be able to take it to 14 and 15-year-olds and explain to them what that means. How do you promote goodwill? So our promise is designed to really speak to our kids, our associates, our managers, just to say, make it simple. It's to serve the best pizza and then make our guest day a little better. And that's really the gist of what we do.
And talk about expansion a little bit. You want to expand. You've been through this over the years, but you don't want to do it too quick. You want to do it the right way.
Yes.
Is that the key?
That's the key. And our history, as you know, we started franchising in the early 90s. And I would say at first it was a little hard to allow someone else to represent Donato's, but it's really about people, and franchising really does work. So we've learned a lot over the years as we sold to McDonald's, and then we bought the company back. And I think for us, we have all the systems in place. We basically, hate to call it an engine, but we have the engine. We have all the systems, from training to how to make this pizza the perfect pizza every single time. We weigh all of our toppings to 1/100th of a pound. Everything that we do can deliver that same pizza every time. So now we're just looking for the right people to franchise with us, so that they basically can sign their name behind it as well and feel as proud about our product as we do.
And your key words was the same pizza every time, and this is the same pizza that you're making
every time with our
secret,
special.
right?
Yes, this is.
Tell us what's in there.
It's like I have to finish this pizza. It's got to have the mix. I can't tell you what's in there. It's our special recipe. But again, we weigh everything to 1/100th of a pound. So this is our final touch that our associates put on, and then we put it in the oven, and it's delicious.
It is delicious. Now, let me ask you about Ohio. You guys are so important to Ohio. Your impact on Ohio is far-reaching. Jobs and the companies that buy from you and the companies that you sell to, right?
We do. We have our bakery here, so we do a lot of business. 80% of what we purchase is from Ohio businesses, so which we're real excited about, and we're very proud of that. We're very proud of Ohio, and we also employ about 3,000 people. So it's about offering job opportunities and then franchise opportunities, and that's really a growth opportunity for us right now.
And Jim, just a final word, the restaurant business is tough. It's been described as no tougher business because you got to have a good product that tastes good. What's your advice to restaurateurs out there on how to make a successful restaurant?
Well, first of all, you know, we're in the deepest recession I think any of us ever remember, and we've been through a number of these, and staying with what you do, don't change your product, hang in there, keep making the best product because this is all you have. I mean, this is what they're coming in for. And make sure that every customer is treated, you know, just like he's part of your family. Make a good product, good service, and don't change anything you're doing because there's light at the end of this tunnel, and whoever does the best job during this time will be the ones that will be out there first when it ends.
We have an awesome story, have an awesome family. I want to thank the Grody family for having us. So we do appreciate Jim, Jane. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.
Coming up, go inside a kitchen that's helping food companies bake up new ideas. And later, the ingredients helping The Ohio State University train future food industry leaders.